All right, so today I got one here that I've been wanting for a long time. They're the reason I haven't jumped on these. One, they're really hard to find, or they were anyway. But the fucking where they're made, okay. So it's a custom knife factory. So they're Russian. So I did some digging, looking, and come to find out, yeah, there's some parts that are machined in China, but they're materials from United States, Austria, and Russia. And then they machine some parts in China, and then it's all done back at Russia, and the blades are done in Russia as well. So, I don't support China. I don't support Chinese knives. Just get that out of the way. That's just my opinion. I don't, if you guys like it, that's all the better to you. It's just not my preference. So that being said, there's most of the bearings that go into knives are from China. Even in some of the Medfords, when the pandemic hit, that was the only place to get them. So we'll just jump into this guy. So this is the EVO T in S90V. Looks like May of 24. Cool card comes with. So we got comes with all that extra hardware, which I do appreciate, especially when buying. Even lock bar insert comes with more bearings. So that way if something breaks or screw falls out, you miss something, you lose something, and you got to ship it back overseas. So I appreciate that too. Comes in a really nice pouch. And we'll just get into it here. Got the really nice microfiber cloth, and just get into it. I have opened this already. Couldn't wait to do the full unboxing, so I just fiddled with it a little bit. Get this out of here. So I went with the T because that grind is just insane. So this is the smaller version. I know the threes were like 8.5. This one I believe is like 7 3/4. Actually, I know it's 7 3/4. It's just right under 8. I don't know how much this thing weighs though. We'll get that out of the way. 5.3 ounces. Kind of curious about the blade stock thickness here. Get these on, because it comes down to a real fine 1.7. And man, it comes down to, I don't even know what that is behind the edge. I'm not going to check it right now, but I mean, it's just crazy sharp. So already loving that. I didn't want the DLC version because I didn't know in the stock pictures you can't tell about the grind lines, if you can see them through there or not. They didn't have the black handle version. But I don't know if that would have mattered because I really like this. Kind of like a bark type finish, I guess you would call this. And man, I didn't grab my other ones because the ergos on this thing are outstanding. And I didn't grab my other ones. I don't have them sitting here. But what it reminds me of as far as ergonomically is a XM18 and a Microtech Stitch or Borka, whatever your flavor is or whatever you want to call it. It's a kind of a mix between the both of them. And my knives are too far away for me to get to right now, but you can see the handle is kind of similar to, not totally, but similar to it. But when you're holding it and then you get your choke up spot, it reminds me of the Stitch. And the action, let's talk about that action, because it's a complete guillotine and you got to be real careful, because when that comes down really close. You can get your nail on there, but man, it's extremely smooth. Extremely smooth. So this one is, I don't know if that'll show up there. So S90V, this is number 17. And I don't know, I know they've got these multi-roll bearings on here, and there's no blade play. I did check the pivot just to see if I could kind of slow that down, but it's cranked all the way down, and man, oh man, it is as drop shut as you're gonna get. And I think I would have to say that the blade weight might do that, but there again, it's ground so much that the weight is kind of, if it was a full, if it wasn't completely, ground down so much, I would say so, but the action, I mean, the Koenig is good. It's not such as a guillotine, but this thing, you really do have to watch your finger like that. So deployment methods, I've heard some people say you can't do it off of the stud since they're your, gosh dang it, can't think of your stop pins. But yeah, you can get on there either way, reverse, do it straight from the hole. This thing is just, only one I got on me right now is for size comparison, and it's kind of an odd size comparison, but that's my 187 Medford. So it's, like I said, I do like the bigger knives, but there's the McNees, and I wish I would have brought these out. The McNees and this are very surprisingly pleasing for a larger knife guy fan. The ergonomics on this thing are ridiculous, and I would like to get the EVO 3 just to see, but this thing's perfect. I mean, and I've got large hands, so even when you're back here, you still get pretty much a full grip, but it's just natural to land right up here. That's why I say, I just wish I would have brought those two knives out. But yeah, bear with me, give me just a sec. Well, with the magic of editing, and I don't do editing, so I'm not going to mess with it, but I'll do a follow-up video once I start carrying it and everything to show you what I mean when I say, and I think you can see it. It is wider down here than a Hinder, but your choil it's just kind of a combination of both, and you've got this crazy grind. And I believe it. I don't know if that's a flat grind or a hollow grind on there. No, it doesn't say on here, but it comes as like a spear point Tonto. I don't know what you would call it, honestly. I mean, it is a Tonto, but these swedges up here are just so nice. It is, they do have some internal milling in there, and lockup is solid, and you just barely have to touch this thing. And the detent's good too. It's not like it's coming out, but man, you just barely flick it, and that son of a bitch, it's crazy how smooth this thing is. I don't know what kind of bearings they've got here. They look like skiffs. I doubt they're skiffs, but they look like them. And they're multi-row. There's a lot of them in there, which I accounts for the smoothness, but just my initial impressions, ergos, incredible. Sliciness, incredible. These are expensive. So, you know, I'm very pleased with this purchase. I keep getting some really good ones, and it's crazy. And the pocket clip works very well too. You know, there's an internal over travel stop on the, you can't see it in there, but on the lock bar insert. So you got your lock bar insert, and then over here, you know, it goes back, and you can kind of see it in there. That's your over travel stop. But this thing is ridiculous. I'm glad I bought it. You know, I thought I might return it because of the size, but man, when you get it in the hand, it's just fantastic. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it right now, other than I can't wait to get it in the pocket. So I've been trying to, I've just got so many that I've got to get in and out. The hardware is T8, and I believe that's a T20. The all the way around. I'm not going to take it apart for any reason. It's got that nice backspacer on it. What else we got here? I do like that it has stop pins, you know, the external stop pins on there for, you know, lateral movement, even though I don't use my blades that hard, but you have that kind of nice sound with those pins, in my opinion. But I will leave this at that. When I do my follow-up review or full review, I will bring my hinders and my stitches out here, just so you can kind of, I think you guys know what I'm saying when I talk about that. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. If you like just give me a like and subscribe. I like all the comments. I like doing this. So I appreciate everyone watching. I hope you have a good one. Happy National Knife Day.